the player who said he is the #1 option, who said the other superstars are going to have to fit in around him, the player who ignited Team USA coming off the bench Thursday night against said Canada, said this after the game. I was nervous for real. I ain't gonna lie. I told LeBron, I ain't been nervous in a minute. My first time playing in the Olympics, I definitely was nervous. So, Keyshawn, yesterday you compared Ant-Man's electric presence, his magnetism, to Jordan's and Magic's and Kobe's. Are you surprised he readily admitted that he was nervous for a Team USA practice game?
No, I'm not. He's 22 years old. When you're that young and that excited to be somewhere, all of us as played athletes and been in situations, and even you as a journalist, when you had to sit down with whoever it was for the first time, you can't tell me that whoever that biggest interview was for the first time, you can't tell me you didn't have pits in your stomach because you might ask the wrong question or something along those lines. But knowing you, you'll say it never happened.
It never happened.
See, Coach. But in the end, I'm not. Because when you talk about Michael or Kobe or Magic, yeah, Michael played early in the '84 Olympics, but he was it was college. It wasn't.
He was coming out of college.
Yeah, it wasn't the
He was coming out of college.
Yeah, it wasn't the same. It was all like the college type guys.
It was all college.
Yeah,
guys.
so it was a little bit different. Here, it's almost like the magnitude of the Olympics is so much greater than it was way back when because of the dream team and all the success that the pros have had in the Olympics. So I'm not surprised for him to be his first time in a situation, even though he's a professional athlete. Not at all. You know how many nights I did not sleep before regular season, preseason football games or the start of training camp? Because I was so excited and ready to go and do these things and get out on the field and feel a certain way. Now, once you get hit, then your nerves calm down.
I understand. But do you know how many days you would have never admitted to anybody publicly that you didn't sleep or you were nervous?
No, I did. They asked me, I say, yeah, man, I didn't sleep. But I go out there and I perform well. It's okay to be vulnerable in these situations. It's okay. He played well. He played well.
Yeah.
Even though he was spooked in the beginning. But as his nerves, I can almost guarantee you, Paul, his nerves settled down. And I understand because the next thing is Michael would have never done that. Magic would have never done that.
Well,
Kobe would have never done that.
Okay, but you know and I know they wouldn't have. They would never have admitted it.
But he's 22. They never played
They were
in
22 at one point, too.
Not in this. Not in this. Not in this right here. Not with LeBron James looking at you. You know, the Mount Rushmore of the NBA.
You tell me he thinks he's better than LeBron James.
Yeah, but
Right now, he think he's better than. But
everybody in the league.
You got to think about the overall presence of, like, we're not talking about the game. We're talking about the presence of what's in the locker room, Skip. You got Goat Curry, Goat Bron, and Goat Durant in the locker room. You walking in every day. You over here rubbing elbows with them at breakfast. You on the bus with them. That's like I'm thinking when I was 22, you know what? Here go a perfect example. When I got to the locker room, my first All-Star game in Philly, I think I was about 22, 23 about then, and I was in the room with Jordan. I was like, oh, damn, you know, you trying not to look. You over there like, damn, you trying not to look. You over here like, damn, that's Jordan right there.
That is Jordan.
That's Jordan right. He looking like that, look like, he not only saying like, damn, that's LeBron, he like, damn, that's KD.
No, that's true.
That's Curry. Like, he's nervous, and this is not a scared nervous for the game. I don't think that's it. Because when you saw his game, did his game look nervous? His game don't never look nervous. It's not a nervousness, and for the fact that he admitted it, yeah, okay, he's 22, like Keith said, and you're on a global stage for the first time. This is not Minnesota. You representing your whole country, and you got the world watching you sitting on the bench over there, LeBron. There's just so much going on, and don't confuse nervousness, Skip, with being scared or fear. Because I was nervous before every game because you're overthinking it.
Every game.
You thinking about the outcome, the possibilities, what can happen, your vision is. Yeah, you're thinking about all of that. So the nervousness, it comes from excitement. That's what I think he's talking about. He's nervous because he's excited. Because Is he nervous when he say, "Oh, y'all got to play through me"? That don't sound like nervous to me. This is the Ant-Man here too. Look, guys, I'm nervous. You know, y'all been doing this for a long time, but you know, I'm coming along because look, I got my own shoe too. When we in the locker room, you looking at their shoes. You looking at, I'm telling you, this is what they do. This is like, because I'm talking about All-Star. I've been in an All-Star game. You know, guys was looking at their shoes like, I got a shoe now too. And,
I got it.
And like, so this ain't a nervousness that we talking about as far as scared or all of that. This is exciting for him, man.
Okay, before I answer this, I will point out to you very quickly, there was only one time in my career where I was nervous for an interview, and I'm going to tell you what it was. I was out here right out of college in L.A. at the L.A. Times, and I was assigned to spend a week with O.J. Simpson when he was acting in the offseason. But I'm going to get to the punchline of this story because he was making a TV movie,
Right.
and I loved O.J. And again, I know what happened, and we don't.
Yeah,
wanna
we
get
ain't
into
even talking about that.
All right, but I had no issue with being around O.J. for a week because he's about as easy to be around as any human ever was. But I got to, or had to, interview his co-star, who was the star of my favorite show when I was a little kid, Bewitched. And it was Elizabeth.
I remember Bewitched.
Elizabeth Montgomery. And listen, for me, she was about as hot as it got. And for me to sit down with Elizabeth Montgomery, I was scared to death.
Oh, so it wasn't O.J., it was Elizabeth.
It was Elizabeth. It wasn't O.J., it was Elizabeth.
O.J.
So the only time in my career I was actually nervous, I was fumbling and stumbling, was I got to sit down in her trailer with her, Elizabeth Montgomery. I'm thinking, she is Samantha Stevens.
You may say the wrong thing.
Yeah. And I'm like,
then it's over with.
I'm choking.
It happens.
Right, okay.
But her level of stardom wasn't the same as what Ant-Man is around.
Okay.
But see, and if I would have sat down, if I would have sat down with her,
She
I
was
would
a
have been
way
nervous.
bigger star than O.J. was at that time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, go ahead,
All right.
go ahead. All right. Okay. I believe that on this show, you have been as guilty as I have been overhyping Micah Parsons, overhyping Ant-Man. Okay? Because I still haven't seen enough of it. He hasn't backed it up enough to show me that he is Jordan-esque or Magic-esque or Kobe-esque. And I'm going to go back to what we just saw in the playoffs, and I get it, he's still an NBA baby, but is he that guy? Is he already showing you that he's going to be special, as in the best player in the league, the face of the league, ultimately belonging in the same conversation with those guys that you brought up just in sort of presence and magnetism? Because I'm going to remind you what happened. In the closeout game against Denver, when they knocked off Denver, in the fourth quarter, he was 1 for 8. And I was like, well, they kind of pulled it off in spite of him in the fourth quarter. Then we came to the Dallas series. And again in fourth quarters, he just wouldn't shoot. It was like what I keep talking about, Caitlin Clark. Just go. If you're him, go. Shoot it more. And the first 3, they lost 3 in a row, and he just wouldn't shoot it. And they finally won game 4 at Dallas. And after the game, he was on court, interviewed by Allie LaForce, and he was asked, what was the difference tonight? And I'll just read you the quote. He said, I was aggressive. I didn't run to the corner and just stand in the corner and shy away from the basketball. And I'm saying, you are admitting publicly that in the first 3 games, you just ran to the corner in the fourth quarter and stood there and opted to hide from the basketball. That's what he was basically saying. I'm saying, okay, I get it, you're 22, and I get it that you are supremely talented, but do you have the right intangibles to be a Michael Jordan or a Kobe Bryant? That was an early admission to me that I'm just not sure you're that guy. And I love how open book he is, because he's just open-hearted, he'll just say whatever comes into his head in a good way. He will show you exactly what's in the very bottom of his heart. He's saying, I'm nervous before a practice game, albeit with all these huge superstar potential GOAT, as you say. And yet, even in the playoff series, he just saying, I was running to the corner and standing in the corner in the first 3 games in the fourth quarter. Seriously? Well, now you're overhyping him because you haven't shown me enough. And they obviously got closed out by Dallas in the next game, so they lost in 5.
So tell me, hold on. Yeah. So tell me this, Skip. We just watched this USA-Canada game, right? whose presence was felt the most in that game?
His. I would agree with that. I think Anthony Davis's was, too, in a bigger picture way.
No. But whose presence was like, okay, who changed that game?
He did.
Well, you got LeBron, you got Curry, you got Tatum coming off a championship, but out of all them people that's on that team, Ant-Man changed that game.
Yeah, just in energy. Not so much in point scoring.
Yeah, he did. He came right in and sparked the comeback.
He hit the baseline jumper, and then he hit the three at the end of the half.
And that sparked it, though.
Okay.
Right? So his presence and everything is pointing towards that.
No one's going to come in these games and score 20, though, Skip.
Kevin Durant will.
But Embiid, Booker, out of all these guys, look at the names on this list. You got Booker, Curry, Embiid, LeBron, but the one guy who changed everything in this game was Ant-Man, right?
Okay. He said, I'm the number one option, and I don't think he was kidding. I think he believes he's the number one option.
So does that scream Kobe Bryant? Does that scream Jordan?
It does.
It does, right?
But I never, ever, I was around those guys a whole lot, and I never heard them admit publicly any sort of vulnerability.
So there's going to be some things that scream those guys and others that don't.
But why is he, I don't want to say vilified, but why do you feel that that's a deterrent on who he is? Because those guys didn't publicly talk about